I always wanted to build my own family, to marry the man I love, and to spend the rest of my life with him. My husband Brett is the man of my dreams. We are both fortunate to be from well-off families. It happens that our parents are close, and they kind of knew that we are going to be husband and wife since we were young because we were pretty close. Our families tend to celebrate holidays together and even travel to the same place. My father and his father are childhood best friends, and they act like brothers to each other. Hence, that is why our family's bonds are strong and indestructible. The same goes for our mothers. My mom and his mom are very close to each other. They shop together, go to tea, and attend the same social events. Also, Brett and I have been pretty close since we were young. He has always been my crush until college, and then he confessed to me after graduation that he feels the same, and it was like a dream come true. But Brett's sister, my sister-in-law Tara, never liked me. I don't know why, but ever since we were little, she never treated me right. She would roll her eyes at me and even smug me every time. She also spread nasty rumors about me when we were in elementary school, which is not true. Most people would always say that Brett and I are a perfect match. It seems like we are made for each other. I would lie if I say that statement doesn't flatter me at all, because it does. It feels like I am living in a fairy tale full of love, positivity, and good things in my life. Before Brett and I got married, we were dating for 3 years. Our dating phase was very easy and smooth because our families were very supportive of us, and I think that through our relationship, the bond of our families became stronger. There are no holidays that we don't get to spend together, and all the travels we plan are journeyed by 2 sets of families. It was so great. But little did I know everything is just a facade trying to hide an underlying hatred and jealousy. I thought everything was perfect between us. I mean, of course, Brett and I are perfect together, but I couldn't believe that our families aren't. They were just putting on a show that they like each other, when in fact they loathe everyone. It was during our engagement announcement when I overheard my soon-to-be mother-in-law Wendy talking to Tara, my sister-in-law. I'm having a nervous breakdown inside. Tara, I know something is coming up. Something is about to happen. That is why Brett summoned us here. You know that we only gather on special occasions, and today is just an ordinary day. But I completely refuse to believe that this is just an ordinary one. I know he will announce their engagement. I heard Tara gasping.
No way. I don't like her. I told you that she's mean. She's a fake. I won't let her have my brother. Mom, don't let it happen.
Of course I won't. I keep Tuesday.
My heart was shocked when I heard the aggression in Wendy's voice. What does she mean? I never heard her like this before. She's always been so sweet and soft-spoken.
I couldn't stand being with that girl, especially her mother. But you can only be friends with her because of your father. I don't understand what your father likes about the girl's dad, when in fact he's supposed to be our competition, not our partner. And as her mother's face annoys me. The way she talks and dresses, it's so annoying. She's like a queen bee that doesn't have a crown. She's a try-hard little queen. I hate him so much.
Tara stomped her feet out of frustration.
Me too, Mom. I can't stand their fake smiles. I want them out of our life.
My eyes widened as I hear them talking bad about my family. My mother and father have always been good, loyal, and generous to them. Not an inch of disgust or dislike was shown to them, and that is the truth. We are not fake. I genuinely like them, especially Brad's parents. And even though Tara hates me, I still believe that one day she will grow to like me. But now we realized everything. They are the fake ones. I was out to leave when I heard Wendy talking again.
Don't worry, dearest. They won't get Brad away from us. If ever they were to marry, we will make that girl's life miserable.
My heart was pounding like crazy, and my hands were shaking as well. This can't be happening. I ran as fast as I could. I wanted to tell Brad everything that I heard, but I'm afraid that he won't believe me, and that he will take it the wrong way because I don't have evidence. So I stayed silent. And on that night, my life started to go downhill. I wasn't oblivious to their fake acts anymore. And before we dive even deeper, I am Chelsea, a woman whose life was thrown into turmoil when my in-laws controlled my life and mistreated me. I had them right before Brad, and I sealed our fate at the altar. I wanted to expose them both, but I don't want to be wrongly accused as a liar because I don't have any evidence. I wanted to tell my mother about it, but I'm afraid that their friendship would be ruined. I'm also concerned about her having friends that are fake to her. On top of that, I don't want to cause an even bigger scandal, because it would affect our wedding. so I kept my mouth shut. On the day of our wedding, we were so happy. Everything seemed so perfect, but they didn't know that I already knew everything. The insults and fake treatment. On the day of our wedding, we were so happy. Everything seemed so perfect, but they didn't know that I already knew everything. The insults and fake treatments. But I still kept a genuine smile because besides, this is my day, our day, my husband and mine. So I have to enjoy and savor the moment. But my mood instantly dropped from ecstatic to complete disappointment when Wendy, my mother-in-law, told us that we were going to live in their house. I was so confused.
Brad, Chelsea, we are so happy and ready to welcome you to our humble abode. I know you have always been so familiar with the house. As we should Casey. It's where you and Brad used to play when you were young. I knew that it would always be your home.
She smiled at me genuinely, but she couldn't trick me. I knew that she was fake.
Thank you, Wendy, sa ways about it.
Down, I'm Imatari. I'm on now, and
She held my hand and smiled at me. I saw Tara roll her eyes as she stood behind her mother. So I cleared my throat.
Thank you, Mom. Breast's missions. But Brad and I have already planned to move to our new home. We just found a property within the city, and it perfectly suits us. We were gonna move there as soon as we got back from our honeymoon.
She let go of my hand and heaved a deep sigh, giving me a fake smile as she tried to control herself.
no, I won't allow it.
My Nitas accepted. What is she talking about?
Mom, we already planned this long before you.
How do you house the two of you? The two of you. At final, sales I talked to your mom and dad, and they agreed to it. They even liked the idea of you two living in the house. It means that we are going to look after you.
I held back my tears. I wanted to run and cry. When is she deciding this for us? We are a couple. And then my mom came and stood next to Wendy. She smiled at me and Brad.
Chelsea, Brad, Wendy is right. We want you both close to us. We don't want to be away from you two too soon.
I closed my eyes and heaved a deep breath. I just nodded in response. As soon as I opened my eyes, I saw Wendy smirking at me. And there it starts. The misery of my life began as soon as we moved into their house. Now Brad and I have been married for 2 years. The first months were bright. I even thought that the things I overheard during Wendy and Tara's conversation were not true because they treated me right. But when my husband went on a 3-month business trip abroad, just a few months after our wedding, my in-laws, especially my mother-in-law, started mistreating me. They treated me differently than they used to when I was young. And the worst part is, all the mistreatment began when I caught Tara inside my walk-in closet, sneaking in some scarf in her paper bag. I confronted her right in time. When I caught her in the act, she denied it, and even called me out for wrongfully accusing her. I confronted her right in time that I caught her in the act. She gaslighted me and even called me out as I was wrongfully accusing her. And I didn't know it was that time when she started telling her mother and father horrible things about me. My in-laws started accusing me of bullying my sister-in-law Tara. Our once harmonious nuclear household became a breeding ground for resentment and tension as I found myself trapped in Wendy and Tara's web of torment. And these accusations went on for 2 years without my husband knowing. I now get why Tara and I never got along since we were kids. It is because our personalities are the complete opposite. It doesn't even match each other. I am an only child, but I always learned how to be sympathetic and empathetic to anyone. Tara is the embodiment of spoiled entitlement. She took delight in asserting over people that she thinks are lower than her, and that includes me. And now as her sister-in-law, she always shows dominance over me. And with that, one of her most preferred methods of attack was invading the sacred sanctuary of my personal space. I got her one time and thought it would be last, but I was wrong. She did it once again. Time and again, I discovered my cherished clothes missing, only to catch Tara flaunting them without remorse. Confronting Tara about her invasion of my privacy was an exercise in futility. She reveled in her power trips, manipulating the situation to make me the villain in her twisted narrative. Every confrontation left me feeling powerless, ghastly, and unjustly accused. So one time, I confronted her once again. I approached Tara in the living room. She was sitting on the couch, wearing a smug expression. Ed and Wendy, my parents-in-law, were also in the room. I took it as an opportunity for me to confront their spoiled daughter.
Tara, we need to talk. It's about something that has been bothering me for a while now.
Tara rolled her eyes dismissively.
Oh, here we go again. What's your next fabricated accusation, Chelsea?
She jabbed those words in a mocking tone. I took a deep breath, trying to maintain my composure.
It's not fabricated, Tara. It's about the constant invasion of my personal space. Brene, my clothes have been disappearing from my closet, and I strongly believe that you're the one taking them, because I have caught you several times.
She just smirked confidently, reveling in her perceived victory.
Wow, Chelsea, you really are desperate, aren't you? Making up stories to deflect attention from your issues. Mom, Dad, you have to believe me. Chelsea is bullying me. I can't believe my brother married this woman.
Wendy immediately came to Tara's defense, glaring at me with disdain.
Missy, how dare you accuse Tara of such a thing? Look, Missy's our daughter, and we know she would never do something like that. Stop trying to tarnish her reputation, Ace. I Chelsea, how dare you accuse her of such things? She's our daughter, and we know she would never do something like that. Stop trying to tarnish her reputation, aspersing her reputation, trash burners, trash it.
Oh God, here we go again. Ed seemed conflicted, torn between the two sides. Let's not jump to conclusions, Wendy. We should listen to both sides of the story before making any judgments. I am so tired of all of them. I want to tell my parents about everything, but I know that they will do everything just to make me appear a bad person, and I am afraid that my family will be affected by it. So I have to face this myself.
Fine, if you won't believe me, I'll find a way to prove it myself.
I stormed out of the room and never spoke to them again. The noxious fumes of malice intensified when I made a chilling discovery, a revelation that shook me to my hard-earned money began disappearing without explanation, and the sinister truth became impossible. Tara, my tormentor, was also pilfering from my financial reserves. And on top of that, my parents reached out to me with concerns. They told me that our company's having problems, financial problems. Our sales were high, but they were shocked to discover that the money in the bank was stolen. They were in distress, and my father had a very big suspicion about the culprit. He told me that it was my in-laws, because only his best friend, my father-in-law Ed, knows about the money inside the bank. So there is a possibility that it is him. And the three of us, my mom, dad, and I, are the only ones who have access to that bank account. And I kept the information of that bank inside a passbook that I hid in my walk-in closet. Wait a minute, Tara. She must have seen it. Her actions reached a new level of audacity as she crossed the line from invading my personal space to violating the sanctity of my finances, my family's business money. After night, a fierce determination to expose Tara's true nature and put an end to her reign of terror, I devised a meticulously crafted plan with meticulous precision. I arranged marked bills, their presence unbeknownst to Tara, in a concealed enclave poised to ensnare her in the treacherous trap she had set for me. I deposited $1,000 in the business bank account later that day. I made sure that Tara could hear my fake phone call, and as soon as I got the perfect opportunity, I pretended that I was calling on someone.
Hey, yes, the money. I have to secretly have the money. It's in my family business bank account. It's healthy, $. Yes, I'll send it to you later. Birdies, easy squishers. Thank you, Abrass, this situation. Blanky, it's nice doing business with you.
I ended the fake call and made sure that she heard it. I also put a tracker on my phone. It will track unnecessary and unverified logins from other devices onto my bank account. And then in just 3 minutes, I saw that my tracker detected unwanted activity from a phone. Tara's phone. She accessed the bank account. In short, she isn't logged in her phone. And I was right. She withdraws the $1,000. This is proof. I have an ample amount of proof against Tara, but I waited for her to commit the most horrendous act, and she did. Now it's payback time. I screenshot everything and save it. It was time to reveal the depths of her malevolence and confront her with irrefutable evidence. I waited for the right opportunity to reveal everything. Another incident happened and the same routine. The room crackled with an electric tension as accusations flew directed squarely at me. My parents-in-law Ed and Wendy staunchly defended Tara, casting doubt upon my character and leaving me feeling isolated and betrayed. But this time I stood my ground firmly, like a solitary warrior determined to reclaim my honor and restore justice. I dropped the compilation of evidence onto the floor. Here, look at these photos. They were taken with a hidden camera I installed in my closet. They clearly showed Tara going through my clothes without permission. You didn't know that, right? Of course you didn't. I'm not dumb. I know how you guys do the dirty work. But wait, there's more. Look at these screenshots. This is evidence that Tara has been stealing my family business money. I handed the photos to Ed, the most reasonable one. and then he examined them closely while Wendy glanced at them reluctantly. These photos are undeniable proof, Wendy. Tara has been taking Chelsea's clothes all along, and hence stealing from their business finances. These photos, they're undeniable proof, Wendy. Tara has been taking Chelsea's clothes all along and stealing from their business finances. Wendy's expression shifts from disbelief to guilt.
This is not true. I body. Recover somewhat.
Wendy stammered, unable to come up with an excuse.
I doubt me. I did think it was a big deal. I just wanted to borrow some clothes without asking. And the money was tempting. I thought you would be the one to be blamed instead.
My heart sank further, realizing that even with evidence, they are still so self-serving.
Well, Chelsea, I thought you got what you wanted. Evidence doesn't change that you've been stirring up unnecessary drama and falsely accusing your daughter.
My eyes welled up with tears, feeling helpless and misunderstood.
I admit this, Wendy. I just wanted the truth to be known. Trebicorde. I'm sorry if it seemed like I was causing drama, but I had no other way to protect myself.
He stepped forward, placing a comforting hand on my shoulders.
Stacy, we should have listened to you from the beginning. I apologize for not giving your concerns the attention they deserved. We will address this situation and ensure it doesn't happen again. I'll talk to your dad about the money. Plus, is always your boss, so... No, this is a serious issue. My family is on the brink of a business bankruptcy, and I will not allow this to be settled with a talk. I will file a case against Tara and Wendy, and that is final. Win, right?
Wendy panicked and grabbed my hand. We don't do this, Chelsea. Or specialness does. We are family, Sally.
Oh, Robbie! What? We are family. I'm so sorry, Wendy, but you are not my family, and I regret the day that I even accepted you as my mother-in-law. You and your daughter are abusers.
As soon as I dropped that last word, the siren went loud as the police approached and arrested Wendy and Tara. My parents came and talked to them. In the moment of dramatic revelation, the truth unfurled its dark wings. Just with unwavering resolve, I unveiled the damning evidence, the stolen money, and the intricate trap I had so carefully constructed. The room felt silent, the weight of truth hanging in the air as the reality of Wendy and Tara's actions sank in. As the curtain closed on this chapter of our lives, a new dawn of retribution beckoned. Stripped of their facade, Wendy and Tara faced the consequences of their actions. They could no longer evade the reckoning that looms large, an opportunity, perhaps, for redemption through therapy or counseling as they grappled with the darkness that resided within them. In the aftermath, a sense of resolution lingered in the air. The wounds inflicted by Tara's relentless bullying would heal, leaving behind scar tissue as a testament to resilience. We moved forward stronger and wiser, the echoes of injustice fading into the distance. Growth and redemption bloomed in the fertile soil of our shared experience as we rebuilt the tapestry of our lives with newfound understanding and compassion.